स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददान्ते स्वापदान्ते संवर्तेऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुर्वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देव श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणि निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Happy Diwali. It's in the in the eve of Diwali. Happy Diwali. Hope you all are having a very nice time and all preparations would have been over for Diwali celebrations also. Welcome back to our Chaitanya Charitamrita session. For this week, only today will be the session. Thank you for attending. So we are continuing with our discussion on Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila chapter 16, and today it is from verse 136 onwards. So as we had discussed before, in couple of weeks or couple of months, we are discussing how the love, the viraha or the love in separation for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is increasingly, it is increasing and increasing for days to come, like that it is ever increasing. That is towards the end of his Leela, he exhibits such symptoms, and he is completely in the mood of the gopis, specifically Radharani, and so much feeling separation from Krishna, and always it's Krishna, oh Krishna. And then in course of time, when it gets more and more intense, he started to disappear from his stay at Gambhira, and then his bodily, he starts exhibiting his bodily transformations also. So that, like that, it was going more and more intense, always associated with his intimate devotees like Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami, who are none other than Lalita and Vishaka Sakhi. So that is the way Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami describes Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities towards the end of his earthly pastimes. Actually, Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami says that it is impossible to describe every kind of feeling or every kind of ecstasy what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going through. But to some extent, I have tried to express here or express here in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, so that the readers of Chaitanya Charitamrita who may develop love for Lord Chaitanya, and those who have some kind of love for Lord Chaitanya really will feel for what Mahaprabhu was going through. So we will continue our discussion from 16136 onwards. I'll quickly share my screen. Okay. Yes, Uma Devi Mataji.
Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranams.
Text 136. योग्यहाय केह करिते ना पाया पाना तत्तपि से निर्लज्जा रतधारे प्राणा. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When a person competent to drink that nectar does not do so, that shameless person continues his life uselessly.
So what is happening is continuously Mahaprabhu is in the mood of the gopis, and what is happening is gopis they are always looking at Krishna, and they are in their transcendental way feeling envious of the flute, which is always very closely associated with Krishna, and is always drinking the nectar of the lips of Lord Krishna. So gopis are like, we cannot go so closer to Krishna. How is that you are always in association with Krishna? So these are the kind of words which Mahaprabhu was telling when he was feeling that kind of intense separation, completely engrossed in the mood of the gopis, completely engrossed in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So that is what Mahaprabhu is telling. Next one, Mataji.
Text 137. Ayogya yataha keha sada pana करे योग्य जनव नहीं पाया लोभे मात्र हमारे. Translation by Stephen Gray, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are persons who are unfit to drink that nectar, but who nevertheless drink it continuously, whereas some who are suitable never get it and thus die of greed.
So here Mahaprabhu and the mood of gopis is telling the gopis were exhibiting these kind of symptoms. We can see it in the Krishna book or in the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, where we have that gopis love for Krishna and separation with their feeling, and that gopi git chapters during though in that for few chapters the mood of gopis is completely exhibited. It's on similar lines like this only, where the gopis are telling those who are unfit, that they are referring to the flute, those who are unfit to drink that nectar, nevertheless drink it continuously, because Krishna is always holding the flute to his lips and is always, so they're telling us that that bamboo piece is always getting the nectar of Krishna's lips. Whereas some who are suitable never get it, and thus guy of greed. That is, they tell that we are suitable, we are not getting. So this we cannot imitate, or we cannot compare it with a mundane understanding. Then it will be a big offense. At least we can understand. We can fold our hands and say that I don't understand. Like that, that is still okay.
Text 138.
Yes.
Tatejani kona tapasyara ache bala ayogyare diyo yaya Krishna dharamruta phala. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is therefore to be understood that such an unfit person must have obtained the nectar of Krishna's lips on the strength of some austerity.
So this bamboo has done some austerity, looks like. So it is continuously getting the nectar. How is that we are so much aspiring, praying, crying, but still we don't get it like that? Next
Text
one.
139. Kahara maraya kichu sunite haya mana bhavajani paderaya gopira vachana. Translation by Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Again, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Ramanand Raya, please say something, I want to hear. Understanding the situation, Ramanand Raya recited the following words of the gopis.
So now it is a very good combination between Ramananda Rai, Swarup Damodar Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whatever Mahaprabhu wishes to hear, these two devotees were completely competent, because they are none other than Vishaka and Lalita Sakhi. So they exactly narrated the verses which suited at that particular situation, which Mahaprabhu wanted to hear. So in this time, so Mahaprabhu always to increase the core of his ecstasy used to tell them, please recite. And immediately they used to recite the particular matching verse for his mood. That particular verse they used to recite, and he would be in complete ecstasy, more ecstasy, more ecstasy. This was a constant thing that was going on last 6 years at least when he was in Jagannath Puri. So at this moment he says this, please recite something very interesting. And then Raman Rai, understanding the situation, recites the following words of the Gopis. Mataji, next one.
Text 140. Gopya kim acharad ayam kushalam sma venur dhamodhara dhara sudham api gopikanam bhumte swayam yad avasista rasam rudhino rastat tvako sru mumukas taravo yataryaha. Translation by Srivan Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear gopis, what auspicious activities must the flute have performed to enjoy the nectar of Krishna's lips independently and leave only a taste for us gopis, for whom that nectar is actually meant. The forefathers of the flute, the bamboo trees, shed tears of pleasure. His mother, the river on whose bank the bamboo was born, feels jubilation, and therefore her blooming lotus flowers are standing like hair on her body. Purport, shall I continue, Mataji?
Yes.
Yes. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This was quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.9 is part of a discussion the gopis had among themselves. As the autumn season began in Vrindavana, Lord Krishna was tending the cows and blowing on his flute. The gopis then began to praise Krishna and discuss the fortunate position of his flute. Hare Krishna
So this
Mataji.
is
So nice.
particular verse at that time, that is the 10th canto, where the flute is getting constant association. So definitely it has performed so much of austerities. And its mother, see, they are the forefathers of the flute, that were the bamboo trees, because it's a bamboo flute. Now they are so much, they are crying in ecstasy. And his mother, that is the river, on because mostly big bamboo trees are grown on the banks of the rivers, and they are feeling so much of happiness that they are so much of lotus flowers are blossoming in these rivers. So these are the kind of talks which the gopis are having, and that particular shloka Ramanandra recites now. Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat pranams.
ए श्लोक शुनि प्रभु भाव भावाविष्टहाया उत्कंठे अर्थ करे प्रलाप करिया. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Upon hearing the recitation of this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became absorbed in ecstatic love, and with a greatly agitated mind, he began to explain its meaning like a madman.
Next one.
एहो व्रजेन्द्र नंदना व्रजे रकुन काय गाना आवश्यकारी परिणाया से संबंधे गोपी गना यारे माने निज धना से सुधा निरलभ्य नाया. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Some gopis said to other gopis, just see the astonishing pastime of Krishna, the son of Rajendra. He will certainly marry all the gopis of Vrindavana. Therefore, the gopis know for certain that the nectar of Krishna's lips is their own property and cannot be enjoyed by anyone else.
So these are the various. Sometimes they tell like this. Sometimes they said, "Oh, we are not getting." Sometimes they said, "We will definitely get it because we are anyways his immediate, his most loving associates. He will definitely marry the gopis. They will definitely get." Sometimes gopis are the, "We will never get it." So these are the different kind of various ways of exhibiting their ecstasies in the Krishna Lila, which is now exhibited by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. Next one.
गोपीगण कहा सभा करिया विचारे कौन तीर्थ कौन तपा कौन सिद्ध मंत्र जपा ए वेणु कैला जन्मांतरे. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear gopis, fully consider how many pious activities this flute performed in his past life. We do not know what places of pilgrimage he visited, what austerities he performed, or what perfect mantra he chanted.
So that is the greatest fortune of the bamboo flute because it is always associated so closely with Lord Krishna, and Krishna derives so much pleasure by when he is playing the flute. Next, some acharyas have explained that the flute is so simple. It is not complicated instrument. No? It is simply one bamboo and holes. That's the simplest instrument because we have this veena. It has a big head. Then we have the tambura. Then we have so they have something heads and they have some strings and they have press here, and there is something. But for flute, it is simple bamboo thing with the holes. We should know where to press it. That's a different thing. But otherwise, its structure is the most simplest. That is more simple we are, more Krishna likes us. Like that, somebody has explained. And then bamboo is like when you see from this side, we can see the other side. It's simply a hole, hollow. There is nothing like there is nothing inside. There is nothing outside. But now, if you see any other instrument, we cannot break it and see it because there are many things which are inside. And once we break it, we have to throw it. So there is now sometimes. So there are many things that's there. Some strings or something will be there, but for the bamboo, it is so clean inside out. It is one and the same, and there is nothing which is hiding. So we should add like that simplest fear at the heart. No, the Krishna will like us. Like that, also people commentators have commented on the glories of the flute. Actually, Mataji next. 140.
हे न कृष्णधर सुधा ये कैलामृत मूढ़ा यारा आशया यारा आशय गोपी धरे प्राणा एवेनु अयोग्याति स्थावर पुरुष जाति से सुधा सदा करे पाना. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This flute is utterly unfit because it is merely a dead bamboo stick. Moreover, it belongs to the male sex. Yet this flute is always drinking the nectar of Krishna's lips, which surpasses nectarian sweetness of every description. Only by hoping for that nectar do the gopis continue to live.
Next one, Mataji.
या राधाना न कहे तारे पान करे बलात्कारे पीता तारे डाकिया जनाया तारा तपस्यार फला देखा इहार भाग्य बाला इहारा उचिष्ट महाजाने खाया. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although the nectar of Krishna's lips is the absolute property of the gopis, the flute, which is just an insignificant stick, is forcibly drinking that nectar and loudly inviting the gopis to come drink it also. Just imagine the strength of the flute's austerities and good fortune. Even great devotees drink the nectar of Krishna's lips after the flute has done so.
So who are the great devotees? The great devotees are the gopis of Vrindavan. So they get association of Krishna only. See, now Krishna uses that flute to play, and when he blows or when he plays his flute, with that sound the gopis come running. So the flute is inviting the gopis to drink the nectar of Krishna's lips also, like that. Very, very poetic. Rekha Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna, text
Hare Krishna.
146.
Yeah.
मानसगंगा कालिंदी भुवन पवनी नादी कृष्णा यदि ताते करे स्नान वेणुराजुथा धर रसा हाना लोभे पारावाशा सेई काले हर्षे कारे पाना. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. When Krishna takes his bath in universally purifying rivers like the Yamuna and the Ganges of the celestial world, the great personalities of those rivers greedily and jubilantly drink the remnants of the nectarian juice from his lips.
Another set of devotees who get to taste the nectarian juice of Krishna's lips is the rivers, because when he takes his bath, then rivers touch his face, it touches lips also. So how much they have thought about, because everybody is a personality in in the spiritual world. Everybody is a personality. For us, it is river is something non-living thing like that, but it is a personality. So they actually feel it. They have feelings like everybody else. 147.
Text 147. ये तानारी राहु धीरे दूरे वृक्ष सब तारा तैरे तापकारे पारा उपकारी नादीरा शेषारा सपाना मूलद्वारे आकर्षीया केने पिए भुजि हिते ना पारी. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Aside from the rivers, the trees standing on the banks like great aesthetics and engaging in welfare activities for all living entities drink the nectar of Krishna's lips by drawing water from the river with their roots. We cannot understand why they drink like that.
So trees drink water with their roots, and their roots are connected with the waters, and that waters Krishna has taken bath. So that way the trees are also getting the association. Very super. So how much they have thought. Next one.
Text 148. निजाङ्कुरे पुलकिता पुष्पे हास्य विकसिता मधुमीशे वाहे अश्रुधारा वेणुरे मानि निज जाति आर्ये रयेन पुत्र नाति वैष्णवा हैले आनंद विकारा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The trees on the banks of the Yamuna and Ganges are always jubilant. They appear to be smiling with their flowers and shedding tears in the form of flowing honey. Just as the forefathers of the Vaishnava, son or grandson, feel transcendental bliss, the trees feel blissful because the flute is a member of their family.
Because a tree, it is bamboo. Bamboo is a tree family, na? So they are very happy that the flute is getting that kind of a fortunate position. Next one, Mataji.
वेणुरथपजनी याबे से तापकारी ताबे ए अयोग्या अमरा योग्य नारी यानापान दुखे नामारी अयोग्या पिये साहिते नारी ताहा लागी तापस्या विचारी. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The gopis considered the flute is completely unfit for his position. We want to know what kind of austerities the flute executed, so that we may also perform the same austerities. Although the flute is unfit, he is drinking the nectar of Krishna's lips. Seeing this, we qualified gopis are drying off unhappiness. Therefore, we must consider the austerities the flute underwent in his past life.
So they feel that flute is completely unqualified. We are qualified, and if he is getting it continuously, Krishna's nectar of Krishna's lotus lips, then we should really know what kind of austerities it must have done. So otherwise, how is it possible? Like that, they're contemplating on the fortune of the flute. Mataji, next one.
येते का प्रलापकारी प्रेमावेशे गौरहरी संगे लाना स्वरूप रामाराया कबू नाचे कबू गाये भावावेश मूर्छाया ए रूपे रात्रि दीना या. Translation by Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. While thus speaking like a madman, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became full of ecstatic emotion. In the morning of his two friends...
In the company.
Sorry. In the company of his two friends, Swarupa Damodara Goswami and Ramananda Raya, he sometimes danced, sometimes sang, and sometimes became unconscious in ecstatic love. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed his days and nights in this way.
So this is just a glimpse of one day or one situation in Mahaprabhu's life. Like day and night, continuously Mahaprabhu was in such kind of ecstatic emotions, because he was repeating what the gopis were singing. Sometimes his friends, his associates would sing, sometimes he used to sing himself. Constantly he was in this mood day and night. And Kaviraj Goswami gives us just a glimpse, a dot, which that also it's very hard for us to understand. Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranams.
Swarupa Rupa Sanatana Raghunatera Shri Charana Shire Dhari Kariyara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Amrita Haite Paramrita Gaya Dina Hina Krishna Dasa. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Expecting the mercy of Swarupa, Rupa, Sanatana and Raghunatha Dasa, and taking their lotus feet on my head, I, the most fallen Krishna Dasa, continue chanting the epic Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is sweeter than the nectar of transcendental bliss. Purport. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, 16th chapter, describing the nectar flowing from Sri Krishna's lotus lips. Hare Krishna.
Next chapter, Mataji. Okay. Text one.
लिख्यते श्रीलगौरेन्दर अति अद्भुतमलौकिकम् यैर्दृष्टं तन्मुखात् श्रुत्वा दिव्योन्मादविचेष्टितम्. Translation: I am simply trying to write about Lord Gaurachandra's transcendental activities and spiritual madness, which are very wonderful and uncommon. I dare to write of them only because I have heard from the mouths of those who have personally seen the Lord's activities.
Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is kind of giving a disclaimer that don't think that it is a mental concoction. Please, please believe, please believe. I'm just writing it because you can actually have a little feel of it, and I have heard it from those who have actually seen these symptoms. These who have when he was exhibiting, they were there and they have told me. Who was that? Because Sarup Damodar Goswami was there and Raghunath Das Goswami was there, and Kaviraj Goswami at Vrindavan used to hear from Raghunath Das Goswami for 3 hours at least every single day. And that because Raghunath Das Goswami, whatever he has seen, he had made notes, and what he has heard directly from Sarup Damodar Goswami, he has made notes of it. And Sarup Damodar Goswami was continuously constant associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is a direct witness. So please, my readers, please understand, this is not a mental concoction. Like that, Krishnaj Kaviraj Goswami is telling that, understand that what is the kind of feeling what Mahaprabhu was going through. Mataji, next.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Translation: All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord.
Next one.
एहि मत महाप्रभु रात्रि दिवसे उन्मादेर चेष्टा प्रलापा करे प्रेमावेशे. Translation: Absorbed in ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acted and talked like a madman day and night.
Next one.
Ekadina Prabhu Swarupa Ramananda Sange Ardharatri Gonaila Krishna Katarange. Translation: In the company of Swarupa Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Raya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once passed half the night talking about the pastimes of Lord Krishna.
So we should understand that now Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now in his mood as a devotee of Lord Krishna, in the mood of the gopis, he was constantly yearning to hear the glories of Lord Krishna, talking about the gopis, talking about separation. So he was constantly in that mood, and every day in day or 24/7, he was always constantly in that mood. And so in late night till half night also he was constantly talking, and his associates were with him. So these are the little symptoms even with the pure devotees exhibit. So it is told that one Srila Prabhupada, it was Janmashtami night and the devotees had fasted for the entire day. And it was night now and it was 12 o'clock and everybody was really hoping to break fast because we know how it is Janmashtami day if we have fasted till night 12 o'clock. One plus sleep is coming and the side hunger is also there. So then at 11:30, around night 11:30, Prabhupada started to read his Krishna book. Means one devotee was reading the Krishna book and Prabhupada was, he was listening. He had closed his eyes and all the devotees were also listening. So first chapter is over. And by then it is almost 12 o'clock. First chapter is over and Prabhupada is like, okay, go to the next chapter. And when first chapter thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport for the first chapter of the Krishna book, everybody Haribol, they said, because it's like done over, Krishna book is reading now, 12 o'clock, Maharati and Prasad. But then Prabhupada is like, read the next one. Then the prayers by the demigods, we know the second chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, or in the Krishna book, it's a very long chapter actually. Prabhupada has really written long purports. And the devotee was reading, and Prabhupada was completely in ecstasy and he was hearing very constantly. For us, how it happens, when we open the book, only sleep comes. That to night 12 o'clock, full sleep will come. And that too with fasting and night 12 o'clock, we are looking forward to prasad and it's already fast breakfast time has come. It's impossible. So, but Prabhupada was completely immersed in every word. And that very long chapter gets over. And everybody are like, Hari, bol, done. And then Prabhupada is like, go on to the next one. Like that, it went on a third, fourth, and it is told that the sannyasis, their dandas were also falling, and they were falling. Everybody was falling, and everybody they can't get up, they can't go, they can't do really anything. And Prabhupada is reading, and it was such a tension situation. By then it was almost 6 chapters he read. And then he slowly opens. It's already 12:45, 1 o'clock now. And Prabhupada opens his eyes and he's like, looks like everybody is tired. And I think it is getting little late. So we will stop here. And at that time, everybody is like, hurry, bol. Very loudly they sing. So what I was trying to tell is when the pure devotees, when they are hearing Krishna Katha, now for them, they are actually immersed in it. And for them, night doesn't seem like night. For us, day seems like night. For them, night also does not seem like night. So that is the, because now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord. Even pure devotees of the Lord exhibit such symptoms actually. So only when great sannyasis, they give katha, they just give katha long hours. The devotees are tired. They are not tired. So because they have that karuna, the special mercy of the Lord, and they actually share the quality of the Supreme Lord. Okay, so now what has happened is in the association of Sarup Damodar Maha Goswami and Ramananda Rai, Mahaprabhu has spent almost half night discussing about Krishna. Mataji, next one.
यबे एई भाव प्रभुरा करये उदया भाव भावानु भाव भावानुरूप गीता गया स्वरूप महाशया. Translation: As they talked of Krishna, Swarupa Damodar Goswami would sing songs exactly suitable for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental emotions.
It was not that
Hare
Mahaprabhu
Krishna.
is continuously talking and everybody else is simply sitting. They are constantly at par with Mahaprabhu's thoughts and contributing similar. Krishnamurti Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी.
Dandavat pranams Prabhuji.
दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी. विद्यापति चांडीदासा श्री गीता गोविंद भावानुरूप श्लोकापादेन राय रामानंद. Translation by C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. To complement the ecstasy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Raya would quote verses from the books of Vidyapati and Chandidasa, and especially from the Gita Govinda by Jayadeva Goswami.
They are great poets and authors and transcendental bhaktas. So their writings he used to recite. Prabhuji, next one.
मध्य आपने प्रभु श्लोक पढ़िया श्लोकेर अर्थ करेना प्रभु विलाप करिया. Translation by C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. At intervals, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would also recite a verse. Then, in great lamentation, he would explain it.
So this was a constant routine for them every day. Next one.
ये मते नाना भावे अर्ध रात्रि हैला गोसानी रे सायाना करी दुनहा करे खेला. Translation by C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed half the night experiencing varieties of emotions. Finally, after making the Lord lie down on his bed, Sarupa Damodara and Ramananda Raya returned to their homes.
What happened is one particular day, Mahaprabhu was constantly reciting. Sometimes then Ramananda Rai or Swarup Damodar Goswami would contribute a compliment and they used to read, and sometimes Mahaprabhu used to read. So in that total in discussion and reciting and relishing, they spent half night and Mahaprabhu was so tired because he was constantly in that mood. No, he gets tired. Means that is how he exhibited at least. And they make him lie down, and then Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami, they go. So Mahaprabhu is in Gambhira in his room, and these devotees go to their house. So what happens? Next one, Prabhuji.
गंभीरा द्वारे गोविंद करीला सायना साबरात्रि प्रभु करेना उच्च संकीर्तना. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal servant Govinda lay down at the door of his room, and the Lord very loudly chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra all night.
So half of the night he was talking about Krishna, discussing about Krishna, and these devotees thought, okay, now Mahaprabhu is tired, so made them lie down and they go. And then Mahaprabhu is again loud kirtan, and out the door is locked from inside, and Govinda inside from outside somewhere it is locked, and Govinda is at the door because he is his personal servant. Because Mahaprabhu, if he needs something, then Govinda can go and attend. But Mahaprabhu from inside is loudly chanting Kirtan. Looks like Govinda is used to it and he sleeps also maybe. Next one.
आचंबिते सुनेन प्रभु कृष्ण वेणुगण भावावेशे प्रभुतः करीला प्रयाण. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Suddenly Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the vibration of Krishna's flute. Then in ecstasy he began to depart to see Lord Krishna.
So now he was in ecstasy and he heard suddenly Mahaprabhu, Krishna's flute he hears. And then Mahaprabhu starts walking. The door is closed. Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत
Dandavats.
सीना द्वारे खपाट ऐचे आचे लगिया बावा वेशे प्रभु गेला बकीरा हाना. Translation by Prabhupada teaches. All three doors were fastened as usual, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in great ecstasy, nevertheless got out of the room and left the house.
See, now what happens is the doors are still locked. Mahaprabhu is not there. Now, how, why, what, we cannot understand. We see now in Krishna's Lila, when he was born, the doors, the jail door, everything is locked, but Krishna just goes out with his father. So, like that. So, Mahaprabhu is not there. He just walks because he heard Venu Gita, he just walks. Next one.
सिंहद्वार दक्षिणे अथ तैलंगी खबिघन साहनेयी पडिला प्रभुहन अचेतन. Translation by Sri Prabhupada. He went to the cowshed on the southern side of Simhadwara. There the Lord fell down unconscious among the cows from the district of Tailanga.
The Tailanga cows are quite famous in Orissa. So they have a big cow shed in the southern, means now I don't know. The southern, that's Ashwadhara, which we call now. That side is that is the southern the side actually of Simhadwar. So southern side of the Simhadwar. Okay, not I don't know. So near Simhadwara, southern side they are telling. Okay, there we have the cow shed of big Tailanga cows, and there Mahaprabhu runs and he falls unconscious. Next one.
एस गोविंद महाप्रभुरा शब्दनाथाना स्वरूपे बोला आइला कपट कुलिया. Translation by Prabhupada. Meanwhile, not hearing any sound from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govinda immediately sent for Sarup Damodara and opened the door.
It was a constant routine. After sometimes it became a constant routine, and Mahaprabhu every night loud kirtan he is doing, and everybody is still sleeping. And when Govinda gets up, there is no sound, and so he calls for Swarupdama. Looks like Mahaprabhu is not there, and they started opening the door. Now they are opening the door, but Mahaprabhu already is not inside. Next one.
साबे स्वरूप गोसानी सांगिलाना भक्त घना जेतु ज्वालिया करेना प्रभुरा अन्वेषणा. Translation by Prabhupada teaches. Then Swarup Damodar Goswami lit a torch and went out with all the devotees to search for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So now, just now only they had gone to sleep. Suddenly, Govinda calls. Now they come back. Mahaprabhu is not. They take a torch, and they torch means not like our battery operated or whatever operated. It's all lantern. That all fire torches. Either lantern or a big thing which has fire on its head, and like that. That is the torch they were talking about. So they go in search of Mahaprabhu. Next one, Mataji.
इति उति अन्वेष्य सिंहद्वारे घेरा गभीगण मध्ये प्रभुरे पैला. Translation by Prabhupada teaches. After searching here and there, they finally came to the cow shed near the Simhadwara. There they saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lying unconscious among the cows.
Then they were like, "What's happening?" Okay, next one, Shobha Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी.
Dandavat.
कविराज गोस्वामी की जय. हरि बोल.
Jai.
टेक्स्ट 16. ते तेरा भीतरा अस्तपदा कुमेरा आकरा मुखे से न भूला कांगा नेत्रे अश्रुधारा. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His arms and legs had entered the trunks of his body, exactly like those of a tortoise. His mouth was foaming. There were eruptions on his body and tears flowed from his eyes.
This is what the devotees are seeing Mahaprabhu, like tortoise, we know, like that, fully inside. Because Mahaprabhu is a very tall personality. He has very long hands, long feet, and his whole structure, body structure is very tall. But he is like that, crouched like a tortoise, and his foaming at his mouth, and his tears are flowing, and devotees are looking what's happened. Next one.
Text 17. Achetana padiyachena yena kusmandha phala bahire jadima antare ananda vihvala. Translation: as the Lord lay there unconscious, his body resembled a large pumpkin externally. He was completely inert, but within he felt overwhelming transcendental bliss.
Like a pumpkin round, like that Mahaprabhu was, and as though nothing is like that. Sometimes a snail will be following like that, it will, but it has full of life inside. So Mahaprabhu was in complete deep ecstasy. Next one.
Text 18. काभी सभा चौड़ी के चूनके प्रभु रे श्री आंगा धूरे कायले नाही chade prabhura Sri Anga Sangha. Translation: all the cows around the Lord were sniffing his transcendental body. When the devotees tried to check them, they refused to give up their association with the transcendental body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So now the devotees go and they see that the cows are around Mahaprabhu's body. They are doing. And when the devotees go, generally when you do shushu and the cows will go away. No. The cows are like it is like their child. They want to take the association of Mahaprabhu. So they are not allowing the devotees come there to pick up Mahaprabhu like that. Next one.
Aneka karila yatna nahaya chetana prabhure utthana kare anila bhakta gana. Translation: the devotees tried to rouse the Lord by various means, but his consciousness did not return. Therefore, they all lifted him and brought him back home.
So he was not coming to consciousness. So they lifted his body and they brought him, like pumpkin only, they lifted and brought him to the house. It was so very difficult devotees are feeling, because they love the Lord so much. I mean, he's going through so much of emotions and he's breaking himself and his body is getting erupted, and he's they feel that his body is very getting like kind of tortured. They feel very sad. Means they're happy if he's but don't be so much ecstatic also, like that they feel. 20.
Text 20. Uchakari Shravane Kare Nama Sangitana Aneka Kshane Mahaprabhu Lila Chetana. Translation: all the devotees began to chant the Hare Krishna mantra very loudly in the Lord's ears, and after a considerable time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regained consciousness.
For a
Hari Bol.
long time, the devotees very loudly chanted the holy names, and at that time, Mahaprabhu comes back to his consciousness. Gandhi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, I read Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
This is Antya 17.21. Chetana ila hasta pada bahira ila purvavatyata yogya satra haila.
Sharira Haila.
Sarira ila. Font is small, no? That's a problem. Sarira haila. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. When he regained consciousness, his arms and legs came out of his body and his whole body returned to normal.
So it was like that, then suddenly he became little normal, everything, and he again became the regular size. Next one, Mataji.
Utiya vasilena prabhu chahena iti uti swarupa kahena tumi ama anila kati. Translation: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood up and then sat down again. Looking here and there, he inquired from Swarupa Tamodara, where have you brought me?
So now he is just woken up like that. Now, where am I? Where have you brought me? Like that he asks. Next one.
23.
वेणु शब्दसूनि आमी केलना वृंदावन देकी गोस्ते वेणु बजया वृजेंद्र नंदन. Translation: After hearing the vibration of a flute, I went to Vrindavana, and there I saw that Krishna, the son of Maharaja Nanda, was playing on his flute in the pasturing grounds. Hare
So
Krishna.
Mahaprabhu had heard the flute, no? So he had just walked. What he had seen is he had seen Krishna, son of Nanda Maharaja, and he's playing his flute and he's pasturing, he's going in the pasturing grounds, that cow with cows. So that he is seeing, that much Mahaprabhu has remembered, means because he had seen it in the night, na? Then what happens? Yes, Mataji.
24. Sankita Venunate Radhani Kunjagare Kunjera Chalila Krishna Krita
Krida,
Karibare
Krida, Krida. Krida.
Kunjera Chalila Krishna Krita Karibare. Thanks, Mataji. He brought Srimati Radharani to a bower by signaling with his flute. Then he entered within that bower to perform pastimes with her.
Bower means Kunja. Kunja means that lock of like trees we have seen in Vrindavan, that Kunja. So he has brought. So all this Mahaprabhu has seen. That he is telling to his associates. All this happened. Then what happened? Mataji, next one.
25. Tanre pache pache ami karinu gamana. Tandra bhushat vanite amara harila sravana. Translation: I entered the bower just behind Krishna, my ears captivated by the sound of his ornaments. Hare
Mahaprabhu,
Krishna.
Krishna is going with Radharani into the Kunja, and Mahaprabhu is telling that he also went behind them, hearing, because where he is, because it will be dark in the Kunja. So there he could hear the ornaments of Mahaprabhu Krishna, and he goes behind. That is what he is telling to Ramana Rai and Swarup Damodar. Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text
Hare
26.
Krishna. Yeah.
Gopi Gopi Gana Sahabihara Hasa Parihasa Kanta Dwani Ukti Suni Mura Karno Lasa. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I saw Krishna and the gopis enjoying all kinds of pastimes while laughing and joking together. Hearing the vocal expressions enhanced the joy of my ears.
So this is Mahaprabhu is narrating. Next one.
Text 27. Hena kali tumi sab kola kari ama inalana aila balatkar kari. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Just then, all of you made a tumultuous sound and brought me back here by force.
Then he's like, I
Text
was
27.
hearing. Then what happened? Then I saw the Kunja, Krishna went with Radharani. I also went behind and I was just seeing all the fun. And suddenly, what was so much sound you made and you brought me here? What happened? Like that, he's asking these devotees like that. They're just listening to what Mahaprabhu is telling because they did not say any of them. 1 minute. Next one.
28. Shunite na painu sei amrita samavani. Shunite na painu bhushana murali dhavani. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Because you brought me back here, I could no longer hear the nectarian voices of Krishna and the gopis, nor could I hear the sounds of their ornaments or the flute.
So you brought here, then now I'm not able to hear anything. I'm not able to hear the sound of the ornaments. I'm not able to hear the sound of the flute. I'm not able to see the dance. What is happening? Why did you bring me? Like that, Mahaprabhu is telling. Next one.
Bhava Vesha Swarupa Kahena Gadgada Vani Akarna Trasnaya Mare Pad Rasayana Shuni. Rasayana Shuni. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In great ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Swarupa Damodar, in faltering voice, my ears are dying of thirst. Please recite something to quench this thirst. Let me hear it.
So it's like constantly want, suppose we want food like that, we have that one desire, or sometimes water, juice, something we want, very thing, and we want to drink like that. In that consciously, he's like, please, 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 I was there, you did not allow me, and suddenly you made sound of me, brought me here, I was in between the gopis, and then please recite something, I want to get back into that mood, please recite something like that. He's in constant deep emotions he was exhibiting. Next one.
Swarupa Goshani Prabhura Bhavani Janiya Bhagavatera Shloka Pade Madhura Kariya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Understanding the ecstatic emotions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Swarupa Damodara in sweet voice, recited the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Next one.
Okay, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
No one has raised. You can continue if you're okay. You're okay?
I find it a bit difficult, this one.
Okay.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Kastri angate kalapadaamrita venu gita sammohitarya charita nachale trilokyam त्रैलोक्य सौभगमिदं च निरीक्ष्य रूपं यद्गोद्विजद्रुमां मृगपुला कानि अभिभ्रन्. Swati Mataji can continue.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Dhanaswami. Translation by the Prabhupada Ki Jai. The gopis said, "My dear Krishna, where is that woman within the three worlds who would not be captivated by the rhythms of the sweet songs coming from your wonderful flute? Who would not fall down from the path of chastity in this way? Your beauty is the most sublime within three worlds. Upon seeing your beauty, even cows, birds, animals, and trees in the forest are turned in jubilation." Purport: this is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.29.40.
This is also recitation of the gopis. Next one.
सुनी प्रभु गोपी भावे आविष्ट हैला भागवतेरा श्लोकेरा अर्थ खरीते लागिला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Upon hearing this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, overwhelmed with the ecstasy of gopis, began to explain it.
So he was very much, means the devotees really knew exactly what is the word they should tell to increase the excess of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and day and night they were serving you in that way. They did not ever, should now you sleep, we are not allowing us to sleep, not like that. Whenever he wanted, they were always available because he is Supreme Lord also, and they really loved him so much. Mataji, next one, 1733.
हैला गोपी भावावेशा कैला रस प्रवेशा कृष्णेर सोनि उपेक्षा वचन कृष्णेर मुख हस्यवाणी त्यागेताः सत्यमानि रोसे कृष्णे वेना ओलहान. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the gopis entered the arena of the rasa rasa dance in ecstasy. But after hearing Krishna's words of negligence and detachment, they understood that he was going to renounce them. Thus, they began to chastise him in
Now
anger.
Mahaprabhu, when he recited, when Ramananda recited, he's like, this was the mood, because they understood Mahaprabhu, Krishna is telling to the gopis, oh, very nice, you have come from such a long distance, but point is, you know what, it is very dark in the night and you have a family. It is not good for the ladies to be alone. Now you go back. So they understood that he's going to tell them to leave. So at that time, gopis are chastising Krishna, like that he says. Next one.
नगर कह तुम्ही करिय निश्चय येई त्रिजगधारी आचयात योग्य नारी तुम्हारा वेणु कहा न आकर्षय. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. Oh dear lover, they said, please answer just one question. Who among all the youthful women within this universe is not attracted by the sound of your flute?
What they means, they say that you blow the flute, you play on your flute, and you tell that you don't come here. How is it possible? Who will not get attracted to your flute? That was the only question with the gopis had. Mataji, next one. With this will end.
कैला जागते वेणुध्वनि सिद्ध मंत्र योगिनी द्युतिहान मोहे नारीमान मोहत्कंठ बधन आर्य पद चंद साधन आनी तो माया करे समर्पण. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. When you play your flute, the vibration acts like a messenger in the form of yogini, perfect in the art of chanting mantras. This messenger enchants all the women in the universe and attracts them to you. Then she increases their great anxiety and induces them to give up the regulative principle of obeying superiors. Finally, she forcefully brings them to you to surrender in amorous
This
love.
is the explanation the gopis give, that you know what, when you play, what happens is they are so much attracted No, because Krishna is telling them, now you have a husband and then you have a family. It is not good for them to leave their family and come to someone who is playing the flute. So he says that is what happens when we hear your flute. That time finally he forcibly brings out to surrender in amorous love, and that is induces to break the regulative principles like that. See, now this and all we should not consider it like, oh, like this, but this is how in deep ecstasy in their transcendental love they were discussing. With this, we end here. We'll stop here. Thank you very much. Happy Diwali again. See you next week or maybe more than that. Thank you so much.
Same to
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Granthraj Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhayavascha paritanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namaha.
ananta koti vaishnavrind ki jai, Srila
Jai Srila
Prabhupada ki
Prabhupada ki
jai.
jai. Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Happy
Mataji.
Diwali.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna
Next
Mataji.
week we have class,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Happy Diwali to everybody.
Next
And
week,
Mataji
Mansi
also.
Mataji will tell about the class. Tomorrow, day after, it is not there. Thursday, Friday, no class.
I
This
think
week.
Monday was holiday.
Next week, don't know.
Yeah, next week, I think. Next
Hare
Wednesday.
Krishna.